The human spirit is inspired by its people and fueled by the notion that around every corner lies exceptional people living extraordinary lives. And at Community Living Windsor, they've taken that very sentiment to heart, promoting an atmosphere of successful societal integration for all people is the key to achieving unanimous community cohesiveness, according to Mary Lou Adams, the Director of Support for the organization and the brain trust behind the Around the Corner initiative.
I really wanted to see people with a developmental disability portrayed with the valued roles that they hold in the community. A lot of people always look at people with disabilities as being people that always need help from others, but I want people to see them as people that are able to help and contribute to the community as well.
The attainment of independence spearheads the development of both strength and conviction for oneself to reach their fullest potential. And for Xavier Nodemir, the Executive Director of Community Living Windsor, it's a lesson that he learns each and every day through his work as we all work to achieve and inspire possibilities.
Absolutely. I mean, the people that we support and the families that we support are our daily inspiration, and without that, this work wouldn't be meaningful. And so, I've learned more over the course of my career from people and families and their lives than I have from anything I've ever read in a textbook or anything else. And so that's what drives us every day, without a doubt.
So the human spirit is what drives the work here and providing everyone you serve with an equal opportunity to live a fulfilling life?
Absolutely, that's the goal. Yeah, to have everybody kind of determine their own destiny and to have their dreams, and for us to work in whatever way possible to help people achieve those dreams. Absolutely.
Striving to encourage a more inclusive community among all of its citizens has been a primary goal of Ronna Warsh, who has spent the last 30 years of her career serving, protecting, and enhancing the rights of those with special needs. And Nodemir takes some time to reflect upon her substantial contribution to his organization as she prepares to ride off into the sunset and put a cap on her remarkable career.
Yeah, exactly. Ronna has been kind of serving in our community for over 30 years now, and our board of directors wanted to recognize her with the Community Service Award. Prior to Ronna's current position as the Social Service and Health Commissioner with the City of Windsor, she worked for the area office here in Windsor for the Ministry of Community and Social Services, and had always been and is someone who promotes inclusion and promotes families and has worked hard for people and families in our city. And we just wanted to recognize that in a small way, and we did that on Friday night at the theater.
And talk to me about the production and the production process of making this video. What went into that?
Actually, we started out with a really good concept and idea that we wanted to portray people in valued roles, and I wanted people kind of telling their own stories, and through the production we kind of found out that in the end we had our executive director talking, and there seemed to be a lot of our employees talking, and in the end it seemed like people with the disabilities really didn't have a whole lot to say, and it was their stories we were trying to tell. So we had to kind of go back and look at how do we fix that, and how did that happen, what went wrong. So we kind of figured out that we should have been there helping a little bit more when they were doing the production, to coach the people that were being filmed, and also to assist the people that were doing the filming. So in a couple of the cases we went back and reshot some of those, and we provided some support so it was easier for the person that was being filmed to actually tell their story. And we also noticed how difficult it is for people to just get on camera and start speaking. And it's, you have a lot more experience with that, and not everybody can do that. So we started having the people tell their stories, kind of voicing over the video, and that helped for them to be able to tell the stories. And we also edited out a lot of the portions where our employees were doing the talking. And then we kind of looked at how do we get rid of our executive director speaking in the beginning and the ending. There was other people that were involved. Mary Jo Russo was involved with me as well, and we had some conversation, and we had seen this bowl in Media Street in their waiting room, and it kind of was like a piece of artwork, but it looked like a cartoon, and we were like, hey, Mary Jo came up with one, why don't we look at some animation? So we met with Jeff Haslow, and he came up with some really good creative ideas of how we can introduce the video and all of the segments with animation. And so that's what we did. We went along with that. And then actually the other interesting thing is you don't know how important music is to something and how it moves the story along until you have to pick it. And we started to try and pick out some music, and you have to go with what's public domain. And the public domain music was kind of like canned elevator music, and really didn't like what it was that we had heard. So we hired composer Ian Smith from. He's actually a music teacher at Walkerville High School, and he took on the job to do an original score and soundtrack for us, and that actually worked out really, really well. So we enjoyed how that kind of moved the story along. And in the end, we wound up with a product where there was no one that works for Community Living actually speaking for anybody. People were telling their own stories, and the focus was on the people in the stories and not on us as an agency.
From Community Living Windsor, I'm Kevin McShann for CFTV.